Hey there, family. Welcome back to Tales of Auntie Ray, the corner of the internet where the tea is always hot, the receipts are ice cold, and revenge is served with a smile and a side of patience. I'm your favorite auntie, the one who knows where all the bodies are buried. Because sometimes I help dig the holes. Tonight's story. Oh honey, pull up a chair and pour yourself something strong. We're calling this one 70-Year-Old's Calculated Revenge. A masterclass. This isn't a temper tantrum. This isn't a drive-by. This is 42 years of quiet smiles, perfect notes, and one silver-haired gentleman who decided that the best payback doesn't shout. It waits. And when it finally arrives, Lord have mercy, it arrives in style. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let Auntie Ray take you through every delicious layer of this decades-long masterpiece. Let's begin. In the heart of Chicago's North Side, where the L trains rattled like distant thunder and the wind off Lake Michigan whipped through the streets with a biting chill, Elias Hawthorne had spent the better part of his life blending into the background. At 70 years old, he was the picture of unassuming retirement. A slight man with a crown of thinning silver hair, wire-rimmed glasses perched on a beak-like nose, and a wardrobe of faded flannel shirts and khaki pants that screamed, harmless old-timer. His home on Elm Street was a relic from the 1950s, a red brick bungalow with a sagging front porch, overgrown ivy climbing the walls, and a backyard garden where he grew tomatoes and peppers that he shared with neighbors without a word of fanfare. To the outside world, Elias was just another senior citizen, shuffling to the corner store for his daily paper, nodding politely at dog walkers, and occasionally attending bingo nights at the community center. But beneath that veneer of quiet ordinariness lay a mind as sharp as a scalpel, honed by decades of simmering resentment and meticulous planning. This was no impulsive vendetta. It was a symphony of revenge, composed note by note over 42 years, now ready for its grand crescendo. The genesis of Elias's grudge traced back to the vibrant, cutthroat world of 1983 Chicago finance, a time when the city was buzzing with the promise of Reaganomics and the first whispers of the tech boom. Elias, then 28 and fresh from the University of Chicago's Booth School of Business, had landed what he thought was his ticket to the big leagues, an analyst position at Sterling & Associates, a boutique investment firm housed in a gleaming skyscraper overlooking the Chicago River. The office was a hive of activity, typewriters clacking, phones ringing off the hook, and young hotshots like Elias poring over ticker tapes and financial reports under fluorescent lights that buzzed like angry bees. Elias was ambitious but grounded, the son of a steelworker from Gary, Indiana, who had clawed his way through night school on scholarships and sheer grit. He didn't have the pedigree of his Ivy League colleagues, but he made up for it with an uncanny knack for spotting undervalued opportunities. His boss, Victor Langford, was the firm's golden boy. 40-ish with a chiseled jaw, a Harvard degree, and a charisma that could disarm a room full of skeptics. Victor wore custom-tailored suits that cost more than Elias's monthly rent, drove a sleek Mercedes, and had a laugh that boomed like a victory cheer. He took an immediate shine to Elias, calling him the kid with the golden gut, and inviting him to after-work drinks at swanky bars where deals were sealed over martinis. One fateful evening in March 1983, after a grueling day crunching numbers, Elias stumbled upon a diamond in the rough. Buried in a stack of venture capital proposals was a pitch from a fledgling company in Palo Alto called Innovatech Systems. They were developing a personal computer interface that promised to revolutionize data processing. Primitive by today's standards, but groundbreaking then, with potential ties to the emerging IBM PC market. Elias spent the weekend in his cramped apartment, running projections, market share estimates, revenue forecasts, risk assessments. By Monday he was convinced this wasn't just an investment. It was a game changer. He presented it to Victor in the dimly lit conference room after hours, the city lights twinkling outside like stars in a polluted sky. Spread across the mahogany table were Elias's handwritten notes, graphs sketched on graph paper, and a dog-eared copy of the proposal. "Victor, this could be huge," Elias said, his voice steady but laced with excitement. "They're undervalued now, but with the right capital injection, we're looking at exponential growth." I ran the numbers. Conservatively, a tenfold return in 5 years. Victor leaned back in his leather chair, steepling his fingers, his eyes gleaming under the lamplight. Impressive, Elias. Damn impressive. You've got a real eye for this. Let's polish it up and take it to the partners tomorrow. You lead the pitch. Elias went home that night floating on air. He called his wife, Clara, a kindergarten teacher with a warm smile and dreams of a family home in the suburbs. "This is it, honey," he told her over the phone, their 1-year-old son, Michael, babbling in the background. "We're on our way up." But the next morning shattered that dream like a hammer to glass. Elias arrived at the office to find his desk emptied, his files gone, and 2 security guards waiting like sentinels. "Mr. Langford's orders," one grunted, handing him a cardboard box with his personal effects. A coffee mug, a framed photo of Clara and Michael, a few pens. In the elevator ride down, Elias's mind reeled. What had happened? A clerical error. A misunderstanding. The truth hit him in the lobby, where he overheard 2 secretaries whispering. "Langford's presenting that big tech deal to the board right now. Says he discovered it himself." Rage boiled in Elias's chest, but he held it in check, marching straight to Victor's office. The door was ajar, and through it, he saw Victor at the head of the table, Elias's projections on the overhead projector, claiming credit with that booming laugh. Confrontation came in the hallway later. "What the hell, Victor?" Elias demanded, his voice low to avoid a scene. Victor turned, his face a mask of feigned surprise. "Elias, old boy. Sorry about the mix-up. The partners thought your approach was unpolished. But hey, I salvaged it. You'll get a bonus, I'm sure." "Liar," Elias spat. "You stole it." Victor's eyes hardened. "Watch your tone, kid. This is business. Survival of the fittest. And frankly, you're not fit." He leaned in, voice a whisper. "Oh, and those rumors about you skimming from the expense account. They'll stick if you make trouble." The firing was official by noon. Insubordination and financial irregularities. Elias was blackballed. Calls to other firms went unreturned. His reputation tainted by Victor's whispers. Clara tried to support him at first, but the strain mounted. Jobless, they dipped into savings, argued over bills. 6 months later, she packed her bags. "I can't do this, Elias," she said, tears streaming as Michael clutched her leg. "You're not the man I married. A failure like this, it's poisoning us." She took Michael to her sister's in California, filing for divorce en route. Elias was left in an empty apartment, staring at walls that echoed with loss. That betrayal wasn't just professional. It was existential. Victor didn't just steal an idea. He stole Elias's future, his family, his self-worth. But Elias didn't explode in rage. No drunken bar fights, no anonymous threats. Instead, a quiet determination took root, like ivy creeping up a wall. He vowed revenge, not hot and hasty, but cold, calculated, and devastating. "Patience," he murmured to himself that first night alone, "is the sharpest weapon." The years that followed were a masterclass in calculated calm. Elias rebuilt from the ground up, taking menial jobs to survive. Night shifts at a warehouse, freelance accounting for mom-and-pop shops, even driving a cab during Chicago's brutal winters. He lived frugally, squirreling away every penny into a savings account that grew slowly but steadily. By the late 80s, he had enough to buy the Elm Street house outright. A fixer-upper, he renovated himself, learning carpentry from library books to keep his hands busy and mind focused. Emotionally, he armored himself. The pain of losing Michael gnawed at him, but he channeled it into purpose. He sent anonymous gifts, books on science and math. Michael's interests gleaned from Clara's occasional updates before she cut contact entirely. Elias avoided relationships. A brief marriage in the 90s to a kind librarian named Sarah ended amicably when she realized his heart was elsewhere. "You're like a ghost, Elias," she said on her way out. "Always planning, never present." His planning began in earnest with the advent of personal computers. In 1992, Elias bought his first PC, a clunky IBM clone, and taught himself basic programming from manuals. The internet's dawn in the mid-90s was a revelation. He dialed up via modem, exploring Usenet groups and early search engines, learning to track public records. Victor's life became an open book. Marriage to a socialite in '85, birth of sons in '87 and '90, the expansion of Langford Investments, rebranded from Sterling after Victor's buyout, into a multimillion-dollar empire. Elias's journal started then, a leather-bound tome hidden in a locked attic trunk. Each entry was methodical. Dates, clippings, notes. VL acquires stake in Microsoft peripherals. Stolen idea paying dividends. He avoided obsession, limiting entries to once a month, treating it like a business ledger. His calm was meditative. He took up yoga from a VHS tape, breathing through the resentment, turning it into fuel. By the turn of the millennium, Elias had evolved. He landed a stable job as a financial consultant for small businesses, using his expertise without the spotlight. His investments, conservative stocks, bonds, built a modest portfolio. But the real work was covert. He created anonymous email accounts, tipping off regulators about minor discrepancies in Langford's filings. A misreported asset here, a tax dodge there. Nothing catastrophic, just annoyances that cost Victor time and money. Like bites, Elias noted, wearing him down. He studied psychology, devouring books on manipulation. Cialdini's influence, Machiavelli's The Prince. Sun Tzu became his Bible. All warfare is based on deception. Elias applied it subtly. In 2005, he befriended a journalist at a coffee shop, casually mentioning Victor's shady deals over chess games. Stories trickled out. Fluff pieces at first, but planting seeds of doubt. The digital age amplified his arsenal. Elias learned ethical hacking through online forums, social engineering techniques to access public databases. He uncovered Victor's vices, a gambling habit at Vegas casinos, disguised as investor retreats, affairs with secretaries that left paper trails and hotel receipts. Elias filed them away, biding time. Reconnecting with Michael was the riskiest layer. In 2010, Elias sent a DNA kit anonymously, posing as a genealogy enthusiast. Results confirmed paternity, but he waited. In 2015, he emailed Michael as Uncle Elias, a fabricated relative with stories of family history. Michael, then 33 and a VP at a San Francisco tech firm, bit. Over years, emails turned to calls, building trust. Elias wove in subtle digs at corporate thieves like Langford, never revealing the connection. As Elias approached 70, the plan coalesced. Victor, now 75, was vulnerable. Overextended in volatile markets post-COVID. Bored infighting, sons, spoiled brats, unfit to inherit. Elias's bots, coded in Python, lay dormant, ready to short sell. Leaks prepared, allies in place. November 25, 2025, dawned crisp. Elias sipped coffee, journal open. Phase 1, activate bots. Langford stock tanked amid a market blip he engineered via timed trades. Panic ensued. The Tribune article dropped next. Langford's empire, built on theft? Citing Elias's old pitch. Anonymously provided. Mistresses exposed via encrypted emails. Scandals erupted. Michael's revelation sealed it. Letter sent. I am your father. Proof enclosed. Michael investigated. Confronted Victor at Thanksgiving dinner. You destroyed him. Chaos followed. Resignations, investigations. Victor's fall was total. Firm sold off, fortune halved, isolated in a condo. Elias watched news reports, closing the journal. Satisfaction mingled with emptiness. He called Michael. Son, let's talk. Revenge complete, but scars remained. Patience won, yet healing began anew. And there it is, darlings. 42 years in the making, and not one fist raised. Not one law broken. Just pure, surgical, beautiful patience. Elias Hawthorne didn't burn the house down. He simply waited until Victor Langford was inside, handed him the match, and watched him light it himself. That, my loves, is how you teach a masterclass in revenge. If this story had you leaning into your screen whispering, "Yes, sir," under your breath, do Auntie Ray a favor. Like this video, drop your favorite moment in the comments, and share it with that one friend who's been waiting decades for their own receipt to come due. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell. Because every week on Tales of Auntie Ray we're bringing you more stories of sweet, slow, spectacular justice. Until next time, keep your tea hot, your secrets colder, and your patience legendary. This is Auntie Ray, signing off with love. And just a little bit of glorious spite. See you soon, family. Mwah.